Howdy, good morning. My name is Rob and you're watching Junk Monkey Treasures. Today we're going to be treasure hunting in the Central Point, Oregon, Goodwill. This is my hit or miss place. It misses more often than it hits, but when it does hit, it hits really good. So like and subscribe, come along for the ride. Let's get inside and see if we can find some treasure. Just like that, we are in. I just grabbed these two glass pumpkins, iridescent, probably made overseas, but for $3.79 a piece, I think we'll grab those and see if we can find anything else up here. It's turned wood. What does it say on it? Tijuana. All right, two finds right in the door, so that's good. Let's go see if there's any toys, which reminds me I need to get home and go through a couple of bags full of toys that I brought home recently. And for me, recently can be any time in the last 3 to 6 months. All right, folks, I got a bit of a crowd here. I'll bring you back in when we find something. These glasses are kind of cool. They're amber, but they're like the honey amber, not like the brown amber. But I think they're Libby. I don't think I'm gonna bring them, not at $2.50 a piece. There's a similar one. And a pair of coffee cups. These are the stackables. What do they want for them? $2.50 a piece. Yeah, we're gonna leave all that here. That might be a mistake, but it's just not what I'm looking for right now. Don't see any cast iron. It's a cute little ashtray. Just kind of scrolling through here, seeing what we can see. That's a pretty picture, and it is hand blown, applied cobalt handle. But for $8, I believe we'll leave that here. It's very contemporary, I believe. There's some avocado green drinking glasses. They do not glow. I don't think I've ever found avocado green glass that does glow. All right, let's see if we can see this corner now. There was a whole pile of people here a minute ago. It's opened up a little bit. All right, folks, I'll bring you in if I find something. I think I see something good. What do we got right here? Oh, yes. Yes, please. Oh, it's got a major crack on it. That is a shame.
That's what he said.
Oh.
Sure is something.
Do y'all see the crack I'm talking about? It circles all the way around it and then splits off and goes straight up the side of it. Oh, I was so excited. But right there is a little consolation prize.
Well, it sure is something, Kara.
It's got some major scratches on it. I can't tell if it's transfer something on it or if it's into the glass. I think it's into the glass. But for $1.49, I think we'll take it home anyway. Ooh. This coming Saturday is the big Gallery of Glass sale on knickknacks.net, and I'm hoping to have a really good sale. Got some of my best glass that I'm willing to sell listed for it. I'll drop a link to that show in the bottom or in the description here, so drop by and say hi while I'm having my sale. It'll be Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, that little vase is just a heartbreaker. Man, you know what? If it wasn't cracked, it probably wouldn't be here, so we're not going to worry about it too much. It's probably the only reason it's still here. That's a pretty picture with a big chip out of it. I saw marking on the bottom. I wanted to get a better look at it, but being damaged, I'll just leave it here. You know, I call this place a hit or miss. That vase was a near hit. If it had just been a little closer. That aisle is jammed up. We've already been on this aisle. It's a pretty little picture with an iridescent glaze on it. Teleflora gift. Weed pot. Maybe a little bigger than a weed pot, but $8. Do they no longer drug test people pricing stuff here? Jeez. That has a sticker on it. I'm trying to make it out. Mrs. Monkey just texted me and let me know that she's got me a eye doctor appointment tomorrow so I can get me some new glasses. I see Belgium on this. What is it anyway? It's a caduceus. It is signed $4.49. Val Saint Amber. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in the. It's got a chip, and that's a manufacturing chip because they polished over it. I don't think I'm gonna mess with that. Other than I just curious as to who made it, because it is signed and labeled. And I think we already looked at this. This is where we started the video at, from the inside here. Well, the paperwork is Val Saint Lambert, Belgium, which is pretty good glass, but there's only a couple listed, none sold, and this one has the chip on it, so we're gonna leave that one here. And while I was standing here looking that up, I noticed these. Oh my, thanks. I don't know who painted those, but good Lord. Yeah, we're gonna put those weird things right back. That's just, I like weird, but that's weird in the wrong kind of way. Let's see, we already been down there. We're trying to get down the next aisle. Can we get down there? I think we could start down here at least. Ooh, my mother had this piece of Tupperware, and it got the majority of it's used on taco night. We'd shred the ingredients on this, including the cheese. And many a taco night was made possible by that piece in my home back in the 70s and 80s. Look at this planter. Oh, broken ear. What a shame. And again, it's one of those things, you can't be too worried about it because that broken ear, that chipped ear, is probably the reason it is here. Oh boy, they're just piling in here. Get down here. We're in the mug section. I'm not messing with mugs right now. All right, I'll bring you back in if we find anything else. I see a stereoscope. And it's missing parts. That's a $1 stereoscope that is missing parts. Wesco. Oh, that's too bad the eyepieces aren't there for it. There's some Wii aftermarket controllers. Trying to stay away from video games as much as I can. There's our broken vase again. Yeesh. Oh, that still just kills me. Wonder how that got cracked. There's a praying child. Some little milk glass dishes. What do they want for them? $3.49. Yeah. All right. Let's check this aisle. Well, you know, we're not doing too bad. We got 3 paperweights, and then there's a bag of tools down there I'm gonna pick up from my workbench. All right, folks, I'm gonna check the furniture aisle, and then I'm gonna head over to shoes and see if we can't find something else to take with us. There's a dress form if anybody's looking for one. And just like that, we are in another Goodwill. I'm sorry, folks, I hate to do that to y'all, but I went and got in line to buy that one little paperweight and 2 little glass pumpkins. And the more I stared at that stuff, the less I liked it. And I talked myself out of buying them. So, instead of going home empty-handed, we went to the next town over, which is White City, Oregon. And we're in their somewhat larger Goodwill over here, hoping to salvage a day. That's supposed to be an elephant. $4.49, we'll leave that one here. There's a little iridescent turtle for $4.49. And this time there's no damage. So we'll think on him a bit. Hopefully I don't change my mind. I do far better with paperweights that have color to them. Now that toothpick holder, and it has the appearance of a Morgan silver dollar on it. $3.49. I'm going to put it in the cart. If we can find something good enough to offset the cost of that, I will get that for myself. It's a little swan. Those two look like they were made on the same day out of the same batch of glass. I want to check something. Sometimes when the glass has a little off color to it like that, I like to check it and see if it glows. Nope, no glow. And there's a knife rest and something else in there for $4.79. Knife rest, I like to have a set of 4. It's a neat old ashtray. Seem to be quite a few of those around these days. Ashtrays, that is. Well, they got some loud carts in here when they're empty. Oh no, that's a full one. Let's run up there and see what's on it. See if we can get to it before a crowd does. Huh. 2 people beat me to it. Alright. And here comes a third. And there just ain't nothing on here worth grabbing, I don't think. Poker chips. Yeah, I just don't see anything on here worth grabbing. Alright. Let's go down this kitchen aisle. Kitchenware aisle. See if there's anything here. I don't see anything in the salt and pepper aisle. Or spot. What is this? Whatever. I think it might be a spoon rest. Probably just another ashtray. Okay. All right, back to the end caps in the center of the store. That little bell, I think we've looked at that before. Here's some Porkies. And that one over there is the clear glass that we just looked at. What is this wiener dog down here? Is that a planter? What goes in the dog dish? I think that's very, very new, contemporary. Alright, moving on. Sometimes they stick vases down here right where those 2 ladies are at. Bunch of milk glass vases. Anybody need a vacuum cleaner? Cords are now $2.29. That's why I like buying them at the bins. They're 59 cents a pound out there. It takes several of them to make a pound. What do we got here? Unmarked. I'm going to find some of those lucite candles with the gold and silver flakes on them. Been on my BOLO list, personal BOLO list, for a very long time. The only time I've ever found them that somebody had burnt them, thinking they were real candles or something. I don't know why. Folks, I'll bring you back in when we find something. So let me enlighten you. It's a round of wood. They drilled a hole in one side of it, an inset. There's a plain old piece of rock on the other side. Why? What in the world is this thing? It's weird. Picked up a Pyrex lid. The yellow color tag is 3/4 off, or 75% off. So we're going to pay less than $1 for that lid. We should be able to get 10 to 15 for it. And we came over to the shoe section, and one of my favorite brands to find, On Cloud, On Running. They need a little cleaning. They should clean up great. We should get somewhere in the $30 to $50 range for these. So that's a good find. I think that'll offset the cost of everything enough to where we can pick up the little toothpick holder that I like. Alright folks, I will bring you back in if I find anything else before I leave here. If not, I will see you back at the shop. Well folks, I put the little turtle paperweight back. I have enough paperweights for the next big paperweight sale that I can afford to be a little bit picky and choosy, and $4.50 for it, probably a bit too much. But we did find another VHS. I love finding the Peanuts stuff. It's always a decent pickup. I'm not going to make a fortune off of it, but it will sell. So we got the Peanuts. It was my best birthday ever, Charlie Brown VHS. We got the On Clouds. We got the Pyrex lid. And we got the little Morgan silver dollar toothpick holder. So that's what we got. Hey, listen, folks, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on my little treasure adventures with me. It means the world to me. And I hope to see you in a future one or in one of my live sales. But thank you again for coming on out here and treasure hunting with me. And y'all come back now. You hear? Well, it took 2 Goodwills for us to find something. I tell you folks all the time that the 2 we hit today can be hit or miss. The first one is very hit or miss. Way more miss than hit, but it can hit very, very good at times. We found a couple of 2 or 3 things in there, and the longer I looked at them, the less I liked them, so I put them back. I did come home from that first one with a bag of tools, and I'll tell you what these are. These are things that are going to have to be sanitized. They're fingernail and toenail clippers. I am still a jeweler and a watchmaker, and the cutting tools that I buy to do that work are extremely expensive. They're called Lindstrom, and they can be $60 or $70 a pair. Unfortunately, I'm not always around my bench, and sometimes people borrow my tools. And those Lindstrom cutters seem to be one of the things that get borrowed the most. And if you cut the wrong thing with them, they'll chip the edge out on them, and they're ruined. You can resharpen them to some extent, but they'll never cut like they do when they're new. And I like to keep them sharp. I can sharpen them if they're slightly dull, and they're fine. But once you chip the cutting edge of those things, they're ruined. And over the years, I have found that fingernail and toenail clippers, if they're of any quality at all, they are worth buying. If I chip those, no big deal, throw them away, go get another pair. They're really a better option than me keep spending big money on tools that keep getting destroyed. And sometimes they break when I use them. But I use them to cut gold and silver wire, and I use them to trim the length of a replacement stem for a watch. That's the part that actually changes the time and date on your watches. When those get broken, they have to be replaced, and they come extra long, so you have to cut them to fit the movement and the case that you're dealing with. Anyway, that's what we got out of the first one. Those will go into a bowl of soapy water with a lot of ammonia in them, and then they'll get rinsed, and then they'll go through some denatured alcohol, so that way I'm not ever touching anything funky. All right, we left there and we went to White City, which is another hit or miss. It doesn't miss as often as the other one, but it can miss completely. We did make a couple of good finds in there. Now, normally shoes in there are priced to the moon and back. So finding a decent pair of On Cloud running shoes, they're dirty, but they don't have a lot of wear on them. They do have a little, but not a lot. They'll clean up fairly easy. And we paid $14 for those, and we should get somewhere in the $35 to $50 range on them. I haven't even looked them up. I've just bought and sold so many On Clouds. This is a very basic set, and like I said, they do have some wear on them. If they were closer to like new, they would bring somewhere in the $50 to $75 range. Let's see. We also picked up a Pyrex lid. This one, I normally like getting these at the bins, but this one is worth enough that with the yellow sticker being 75% off and only paying like $1 for it, we should be able to get somewhere in the $15 range for this Pyrex lid. And we also found a copy of a Charlie Brown special. This one is, it was my best birthday ever, Charlie Brown. I've bought and sold this one before. It's not worth quite as much as it used to be, and the case on this one is pretty rough. But these Charlie Brown specials always seem to sell for me. So we'll put this one in the back stock, and as soon as we have room on the media storage area, we'll get this one listed. Right now, I'm more worried about getting Christmas movies listed. So there you go. That's what we got in 2 Goodwills. I call it treasure hunting, not treasure finding. You're not going to come away with a cart full of great items every time you go. I have seen days like that. I've seen times where it's like that almost every time I go in. But the market change, what gets donated changes, what they put out on the floor changes. Sometimes stuff gets sent to corporate, sometimes it goes to their e-commerce site, which is a whole nother story. But, you know, life is not static, especially when you work for yourself. Flexible is too rigid. You got to be fluid. You have to be ready to change how you do things in the moment. So we'll do that. We get what we get. We don't throw a fit. We do the best that we can, and we always keep our options open. On days when I'm not finding much, I will spend some time researching anything that catches my attention. And I have made some wonderful finds that way. So stick with me, folks. I promise you the days are coming when we're going to make a fantastic find or two. If you keep looking for something long enough, eventually you'll find it. And I'm not one of those content creators that'll go out and just get all excited about some little thing and make out like that little $8 to $12 item was the greatest find ever. I can't bring myself to do that. I try to keep it real. I'm not a content creator above a reseller. I am a treasure hunting reseller first and foremost. I'm out there looking for things that I can sell to make profit so I can pay my bills. That's the number one goal. And since I'm out there doing that anyway, I bring you guys along with me, and I always hope to make a major thrilling discovery for you guys, but you see the real deal, or as much of it as I can show. So if you want to see what it's really like doing what I do, stick with me. You'll see the real deal. I'll show you the mistakes I made. I'll show you the returns I get. I'll show you, the things that I buy that I shouldn't have. I'll show you the great stuff too as they come along. The small stuff keeps you going in between the big finds. So right now we're in a part of the business where we're cruising along. We're finding enough to keep us going, but we haven't found a major sale and a few trips. So hopefully the next trip out will be different. And I appreciate you guys sticking with me and watching my little treasure hunting videos. I'm going to get you out there as often as I can. There may come a day or two where I have to just not put a video out because I couldn't make one. But I'd still appreciate you guys hanging with me. It means more to me than you can ever imagine. So hope to see you in a future video, and y'all come back now. You hear?